This summer, more than 1,400 fish died suddenly in a Duluth creek. As authorities investigate the cause, more details are now emerging. Northern News Now's Rob Coles joins us from near Congdon Park, breaking down what we know so far. Rob, what's the latest?
Yeah, Dan, I'm here at Tischer Creek, just south of East 4th Street. If you look behind me, you can see the creek there is flowing and the banks are back to looking pretty normal. But an incident upstream from here at a reservoir this summer caused drinking water to mix with the creek, and that's what many people believe caused the problems. Now, the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency discovered the fish kill August 1st. Here's a look at Tischer Creek during that time when many Duluthians reported the dead fish. Now, according to the MPCA, 1.7 million gallons of chloraminated water drained into Tischer Creek from the Woodland Reservoir over a 15-hour period. The MPCA says that drain happened during a maintenance operation. Mixing that drinking water with the creek created a toxic exposure for fish. This is a popular spot for hiking and walking. We heard from a Duluthian out for a walk today who frequents the creek with his dogs, who says these types of spaces are so important for people in our area.
I guess we're just known for outdoors, hiking, trail. You know, everyone around here seems to like being outside, so to have that within the city is important, so having it be clean is probably a good thing.
And Carlson says he was not aware of the fish kill before our interview today. Now, after that initial drain, a smaller leak happened at the same Woodland Reservoir on August 13th. That time, the city performed an emergency excavation and rerouted the leaking water to a sanitary sewer. Now, after that, crews collected samples of fish killed in 5 different locations here along Tischer Creek. And we're still working to learn more about this. While we were provided from many statements, some state agencies, including the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, Minnesota DNR, and the city of Duluth did not grant us interviews as there is still an active investigation into the incident. Dan?
And we will keep working to learn more from them as well. Rob, we saw all those fish going belly up there and laying on this banks. Is the water safe for people and pets to be hiking around there?
Yeah, Dan, the MPCA says the water is safe for humans and for, house pets. It's only a danger to some fish and other aquatic species.
All right, some peace of mind, at least for folks who like hiking in that area. Rob Coles reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Rob.